Actually, it started quite early, from the beginning on, since I could hold a pen. As I was a baby, my parents were still studying on university, and sometimes they took me into their classes. So I was used to sit in the front row as a baby, maybe 1.5 years old, and was sometimes in the morning lessons the only one actually looking at what the professor did on the blackboard. And I was fascinated, and the easiest way from begin on to keep me busy and quiet was just give me pen and papers, and I was scribbling. So it accompanied me from begin on to be in my own world with something I could create or scribble or paint or draw. My parents crafted a lot with me in childhood. We are from East Germany, so everything what you could do at home with sketch material was very welcome. And it was a life accompanying process. It always was a part of my life to express myself in creative ways. And it turned into a sort of self-therapy as well. That was a period in my youth. All what I did was very dark stuff. It was like throwing up bad emotions to not suffocate on them. And I never considered me being an artist then. It was absolutely not important what other people thought of my stuff. I never attended an art school. I never went to a serious art teacher apart from the normal art classes in school. And I worked with all kind of improvised materials I could find. I painted with wall paints from the DIY market on old cardboard. I used disposed building materials for sculptures, for example, stuff like that. Yeah, it was just the creating what accompanied me the entire time. And then 4 years ago, we came to Abu Dhabi. My husband got a job here. And the question was, what can I do here? And he looked at me and said, you are an artist, do art. We have the money here, art supplies. And I had access and the funds for real good art supplies now. So yeah, from that point, I think it got more and more serious. It was not self-therapy anymore. It was, I had to figure out about myself, what do I want to express when I really take part on exhibitions, because that happened more and more often. And now I have my first gallery solo, so yeah, it was just a self-evolving process. It was always a part of me. Art for me means, that's a good question. I see it more like a language, like an international language, what happens inside. I think in picture. If I want to explain something or write down something, at first I have to translate the pictures in my mind into actual words. So expressing myself through paintings is a much easier way for me to do so. And art is something what not only brings color and life, it can express and transport meaning on a much deeper level and touch people without language issues at all around. So it makes us dream, it makes us fly, it makes us think, and it can trigger a lot of stuff. So I think art is a pretty much important way to communicate among people. Yeah, preparing for this very first solo was quite a deep experience. At first, I never had thought of doing a solo at all. I was encouraged by dear friends to do so, and it turned out to be much more than just working on new works and assembling new works for an exhibition and exhibit. It's like a deep journey into yourself, reflecting about your progress over the years and what you try to express. It's like a deep conversation with yourself, and you question everything. You fall in doubt with everything. It's like you dive so deeply into yourself, and then you come up again and breathe like after a diving jump into the ocean. But a very interesting experience, like a start of a journey, and a very interesting journey in itself. My message has changed through the years. I started painting like silent screams to express the unexpressible and work out issues with myself, and finally made myself free of all the old ballast. Now it's different. Now I focus more on things around me, and especially humankind, human relationships, our connection to each other, our connection to Earth, everything what has a positive aspect, and how things can be done much more positively in good relationships. I want to transport hope and show how much strength in togetherness actually is. How connections can help us to get better than we are and make things around us a little bit better as they are.